Hi guys, okay, so I'm going to be doing some problems from the study guide, and not all of them, but the ones that are important. Okay, so let's start with number 30. Okay, so it says for number 30, the function f of x becomes g of x when it's translated 5 units up and 1 unit left. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the function f of x f of x. Alright, I'm going to rewrite this to show that it's going 5 units up and 1 unit left. So x plus 1 and then plus 5, and that will be our g of x. And that's your answer for number 30. Let's see, number 31 wants you to graph. It says y is greater than the absolute value of 2x minus 1. Alright, so something that you want to look for is you want to look for your vertex. Alright, so since x isn't subtracting anything, our vertex, our h comma k, our vertex will be 0 and then negative 1. So if we were to draw this, you guys will get a graph yourselves. So our vertex is at 0, negative 1, so it'll be right here. And then this 2 here kind of tells us the slope. So we're going to go up 2, 1, 2, and then over 1. Up 1, 2, over, from here. Up 2, and then over 1. And so notice how we have this greater than sign, so it's going to be dotted. Now remember, with absolute values, whatever is true on one side is going to be true on the other. So that'll look like that. So that's the first step. The second step, you want to make sure that you shade it. And the best way to shade it, because we have the absolute value, is to plug in 0, 0. So I'm going to plug in this point right here. So is 0 greater than or equal to, greater than 2 times 0 is 0, so negative 1. Is 0 greater than negative 1? Is this true? Yes, it's true. So that means I'm going to shade where 0, 0 is. So that means I'm going to shade in the middle. Now, if it wasn't true, I would shade on the outside where 0, 0 is not. Okay? Let's see. 30. No, I'll just do 32 real quick. So we have 32, and our equation is y is less than or equal to absolute value of x minus 1 plus 4. Okay, so my vertex is going to be at 1, 4. So that means when I draw my graph, I'm going to have my vertex at 1, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Okay, so once we plot our point here at 1, 4, alright, the slope here essentially is 1. So we go up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, and it's going to be a solid line because of the greater than or equal to. And whatever's happening on this side is also going to happen on that side as well. And then because it is an inequality, we have to think about shading. So we look at this equation here, and we're going to plug in 0, 0. So 0 is less than or equal to, plug in 0 for x, 4. Is this true? Yes. So then we're going to shade on the side that 0, 0 lies. And that's number 32. Okay. So 33 goes over direct variation. So if you don't have that on your study guide, I'd put it on there. So we know that y equals kx, where k is our constant of variation. So it says if y varies directly with x and y equals negative 15 when x is 6, what is the constant of variation? Okay. And then we also have to find the value of y when x is 10. So this has two parts. So our first part is we're going to find a constant. So we're going to plug in these two right here. So negative 15 equals k times 6. Divide both sides by 6. And you get, can we see that? Yeah. K equals, well, we know they're both divisible by 3. So we get negative 5 halves. So for our constant of variation, we have k equals negative 5 halves. And then we're going to find y when x is 10. So y equals kx. We know our constant is negative 5 halves. And then we need to find y when x is 10. So we multiply negative 5 halves times 10, and we get, let's see, 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. So this is y equals negative 25. Next, I'll do 34. So 34 says solve the system using substitution or elimination. So I have 6x plus 16y equals negative 22, and negative 4x minus 11y equals 15. So for this one, I'm going to use, let's do elimination. I don't have a variable that's isolated for itself, so we're going to do that. I'm going to multiply the bottom and top by a number. I'm going to cancel out my x's. So I'm going to multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 3. So then both x's will be 12. So I'm going to have 12x plus 32y equals negative 44. And then I'm going to have negative 12x minus 33y equals negative 45. Oh, JK, this 15 is positive, so this 45 is positive. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so now my x's cancel out, and then I have negative y equals 1, divide by negative 1, and then y equals negative 1. So now that I have solved for y, I need to solve for x. So I can plug it into one of these equations up here. I'm going to do it over right here. So I'm going to go 6x plus 16 times negative 1 equals negative 22. 6x minus 16 equals negative 22. I add 16 to both sides. I have 6x equals negative 6 divide by 6, and then I get my x equal to 1. So the solution to this system up here is going to be 1, comma, negative 1. All right. Let's see. I guess we can do 36 as well. But actually, I'm going to save the system for number 39. So let's do number 37.